Good evening, and welcome to our full coverage of the 2020 Democratic primaries between former Vice President Joe Biden, Senator Bernie Sanders, businessman and former Mayor of New York City Michael Bloomberg, Senator Elizabeth Warren, Senator Amy Klobuchar, former Mayor of South Bend, Indiana Pete Buttigieg, and businessman Tom Steyer, who are all vying to win the 1,991 pledged delegates needed to become the 2020 Democratic candidate for president. And we have now the first poll closing from the Democratic primary in 2020 out of the state of Iowa, 41 pledged delegates up for grabs tonight. And in the Iowa caucuses, Pete Buttigieg is the apparent winner. He is the projected winner here in the first contest of the 2020 Democratic primary, the Iowa caucuses. And looking at the results breakdown here, Pete Buttigieg has won 14 delegates, Bernie Sanders 12 delegates, Elizabeth Warren 8, and Joe Biden comes in at 4th place, winning 6 delegates from the state of Iowa. And the results in New Hampshire have also come out, 24 delegates up for grabs here. Bernie Sanders is the projected winner of the New Hampshire primaries. And looking at the results breakdown here, Bernie Sanders has won 9 delegates, along with Pete Buttigieg, who has also won 9 delegates, Amy Klobuchar winning 6 delegates, Elizabeth Warren winning 0 delegates, and Joe Biden far back in 5th place, also winning 0 out of the 24 delegates out of the state of New Hampshire. Polls have now closed in the Nevada caucuses with 36 pledged delegates up for grabs. Bernie Sanders is also the winner of the Nevada caucuses, winning most of its 36 pledged delegates tonight, and Bernie Sanders has now cemented his status as the frontrunner of the 2020 Democratic primary. He has won 24 out of Nevada's 36 delegates, Joe Biden coming in 2nd place, a better performance for him tonight, his best performance of the primary so far, winning 9 delegates, Pete Buttigieg in 3rd place, winning 3 delegates, and Elizabeth Warren in 4th place, winning no delegates from the Nevada caucuses. And polls have closed in the state of South Carolina. This could be a turning point for Joe Biden. 54 pledged delegates up for grabs tonight, and Joe Biden is the winner, the projected winner of the South Carolina Democratic primaries, and he has been able to win with a landslide here in the state of South Carolina, winning 39 delegates to Bernie Sanders with 15 delegates, and the rest of the candidates winning no delegates out of South Carolina's 54 pledged delegates up for grabs that were up for grabs tonight. And Joe Biden's campaign seems to have come back to life, as he now does still have a real shot at winning this primary. And looking at our Democratic primary map here, Bernie Sanders is in the lead currently with 60 pledged delegates to his name, Joe Biden with 54, Pete Buttigieg trails with 26, and Elizabeth Warren is now in 4th place with just 8 delegates. And with some breaking news here, Tom Steyer has now dropped out of the 2020 Democratic primary following a poor showing in the South Carolina primary just last night. And also, Pete Buttigieg has dropped out just a day later. Pete Buttigieg has also dropped out of the 2020 Democratic primary after winning the Iowa caucuses, but having some less flattering performances in the 3 later contests. Pete Buttigieg has now dropped out of the 2020 Democratic primary for President of the United States. And following that, Amy Klobuchar has also dropped out on the 2nd of March here. Amy Klobuchar, really her campaign did not go too far, but she has definitely been able to make a name for herself and now drops out of the 2020 Democratic primary. And it is now Super Tuesday with 1,357 pledged delegates up for grabs out of the largest primary night of the entire primary season here. And last night, Beto O'Rourke, a former Democratic candidate himself, along with Pete Buttigieg and Amy Klobuchar, all came out in support of Joe Biden, so that could really be a deciding factor here tonight. And we have primary results from the states of Alabama, American Samoa, Arkansas, California, Colorado, Maine, Massachusetts, Minnesota, North Carolina, Oklahoma, Tennessee, Texas, Utah, Vermont, and Virginia. Out of the state of Alabama, 52 pledged delegates, Joe Biden is the projected winner of a majority of those delegates, winning every single county in the state of Alabama. But out of this territory of American Samoa, Michael Bloomberg is currently the projected winner here. And the state of Arkansas, Joe Biden, the projected winner, 31 delegates up for grabs here. The state of California, 415 delegates, the largest state in the entire country. Bernie Sanders is the projected winner, and he will win a majority of the state of California and its 415 pledged delegates. The state of Colorado will also go to Bernie Sanders, 67 pledged delegates up for grabs. Bernie Sanders is the projected winner here at this moment. Out of the state of Maine, Joe Biden is the projected winner. He's also the projected winner in Elizabeth Warren's home state of Massachusetts. A very surprising upset here. 91 pledged delegates up for grabs. Joe Biden narrowly wins the state of Massachusetts. He will also carry the state of Minnesota with the support of Amy Klobuchar, 75 pledged delegates up for grabs here. Joe Biden, surprisingly, is also the projected winner in the state of Minnesota. He will also carry the state of North Carolina and its 110 pledged delegates. He will win a majority of those delegates tonight here in the state of North Carolina, winning almost every single county from the state. And he will win every single county from the state of Oklahoma, which he is also the projected winner in at this moment. And the state of Tennessee, 64 pledged delegates up for grabs. Joe Biden is the projected winner. He is also the projected winner in the state of Texas. It's 228 pledged delegates up for grabs here. I think the Beto O'Rourke's endorsement for him last night really did make an impact on Biden's results here in the state of Texas, very crucial to his numbers tonight. In the state of Utah, Bernie Sanders is the projected winner here in the state of Utah, winning the Utah Democratic primary. He's also the projected winner by a very large margin in his home state of Vermont, 16 pledged delegates up for grabs. The most popular senator in the entire country will carry his home state in the Vermont Democratic primary. The state of Virginia, 99 pledged delegates. This is the last race of the night here we have to call. Joe Biden is the projected winner in the state of Virginia. And after Super Tuesday, Joe Biden has jumped ahead into the lead with 719 pledged delegates to Bernie Sanders with 626, Elizabeth Warren trails him with 88, and Michael Bloomberg, who has spent over $500 million on his campaign, with only 49 pledged delegates after Super Tuesday. And breaking news, we have breaking news now. Michael Bloomberg has officially dropped out of the 2020 Democratic primary after spending over $500 million on ads for his campaign. He came into the race late, but that did not get him anywhere, and Michael Bloomberg has now dropped out of the 2020 Democratic primary. And just one day later, Elizabeth Warren has also decided to drop out of the primary. Some say that she took away many crucial votes from Bernie Sanders just 2 nights ago. However, Elizabeth Warren has dropped out of the 2020 presidential primary for president. And we now have some polls, some results from the Democrats abroad. 13 pledged delegates who voted from March 3rd to March 10th. And Bernie Sanders is the winner of the Democrats abroad, winning a majority of its 13 pledged delegates. And for what some call Super Tuesday 2 with 352 electoral votes up for grabs, this is the second largest electoral vote night of the entire primary, with polls from primaries from the states of Idaho, Michigan, Mississippi, Missouri, North Dakota, and Washington. Out of the state of Idaho, 20 pledged delegates up for grabs. Joe Biden is currently the projected winner. He is also the projected winner here in the state of Michigan, 125 pledged delegates. He has won every single county in the state of Michigan. He will also carry every single county in the state of Mississippi, as well as every single county in the state of Missouri. So a very good night for Joe Biden here. The state of North Dakota, 14 pledged delegates up for grabs. The North Dakota Democratic caucuses is projected to go to Bernie Sanders, but Joe Biden will carry the Washington primary and win a majority of its 89 pledged delegates tonight. In looking at our updated Democratic primary map, Joe Biden has increased his lead. He now has 937 delegates to Bernie Sanders with 773 after Super Tuesday 2. And we have poll closings from the territory of the Northern Mariana Islands currently, and the Northern Mariana Island caucuses will go to Bernie Sanders. It is now March 17th, and we have 441 pledged delegates out of the states of Arizona, Florida, and Illinois. Out of the Arizona Democratic primary, 67 pledged delegates up for grabs. Joe Biden is the projected winner. He is also the projected winner of Florida in every single one of his counties tonight, winning a majority of Florida's 219 pledged delegates. And the state of Illinois, this is Barack Obama's home state. Joe Biden will carry all but one of its counties, winning a majority of its 155 pledged delegates from the state of Illinois. The state of Wisconsin will also go to Joe Biden. It is now April 7th, and he will carry the state of Wisconsin and its 56 out of its 84 delegates, with Bernie Sanders carrying the remaining 28. And after some disappointing results for the senator from Vermont, Senator Bernie Sanders has now dropped out of the 2020 Democratic primary, which makes Joe Biden the presumptive nominee for president from the Democratic Party in 2020. This is his third bid for president, and it seems as if this is the most successful Joe Biden has ever been. It is now April 10th, and 15 pledged delegates. Joe Biden will carry 8 of them in the state of Alaska to Bernie Sanders with 7. Although Bernie Sanders has dropped out of the race, he is still expected to win a very large number of votes from voters who are still voting for Bernie Sanders and not in favor of Joe Biden. It is now April 17th, and we have 14 pledged delegates up for grabs from the state of Wyoming. Joe Biden is the projected winner here, winning its 10 pledged delegates, and Bernie Sanders winning the other 4. The state of Ohio, 136 pledged delegates. It is now April 28th, and Joe Biden, of course, will carry a majority of these pledged delegates again, with Bernie Sanders carrying the remaining 21 out of the state of Ohio. The state of Kansas, 39 pledged delegates. Joe Biden will carry 29 of them, and Bernie Sanders the other 10. The state of Nebraska, 29 pledged delegates up for grabs. Joe Biden will win every single county and all 29 of Nebraska's pledged delegates tonight. The state of Oregon, 61 pledged delegates. It is now May 19th. Joe Biden will carry 46 out of its 61 delegates to Bernie Sanders with just 15. The state of Hawaii, the Democratic primary here, will have 24 pledged delegates up for grabs. 16 will go to Joe Biden, and 8 will go to Bernie Sanders, who is very popular in this state. And looking at our Democratic primary map now, Joe Biden is only 400 electoral votes away from winning the 2020 Democratic primary and becoming the official nominee. He currently has 1,543 delegates to his name, to Bernie Sanders with 1,016 pledged delegates. It is now June 2nd, and we have 479 pledged delegates from the primaries in the District of Columbia, Indiana, Maryland, Montana, New Mexico, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, and South Dakota. The District of Columbia, 20 pledged delegates. Joe Biden will carry all 20 of the District of Columbia's pledged delegates. And the state of Indiana, 81 will go to Joe Biden, 1 will go to Bernie Sanders, out of Indiana's 82 pledged delegates. The state of Maryland, Joe Biden will carry all 96 of Maryland's pledged delegates. In the state of Montana, Joe Biden will carry 18 out of 19, to Bernie Sanders carrying 1 out of Montana's 19 pledged delegates tonight. The state of New Mexico, Joe Biden will also carry a majority of the pledged delegates here, with Bernie Sanders carrying the remaining 4 out of New Mexico's 34 pledged delegates here in the 2020 Democratic primary. The state of Pennsylvania, this is Joe Biden's birth state, 186 pledged delegates up for grabs. Joe Biden will carry 151, to Bernie Sanders with 35. The state of Rhode Island, 26 pledged delegates. Joe Biden will carry 24 of them, and 2 delegates will go to no candidate. The state of South Dakota, 16 pledged delegates. Joe Biden wins 13. Bernie Sanders will carry the other 3. And Joe Biden has now become the Democratic nominee for president for the Democratic Party, and he has now officially become the Democratic nominee, crossing the 1,991 electoral vote threshold needed. And looking at this map here, Joe Biden has crossed 1,991, currently with 1,976 pledged delegates, to Senator Bernie Sanders with 1,060. It is now June 6th, and we have some results from the territories of Guam and the U.S. Virgin Islands. From the territory of Guam, Joe Biden, the projected winner, of course, winning 5 of its 7 pledged delegates. And the territory of the U.S. Virgin Islands, 7 pledged delegates will all go to the former vice president tonight. It is now June 9th, 2020, and we have 133 pledged delegates out of the states of Georgia and West Virginia. Out of the state of Georgia, Joe Biden will carry every single one of its counties and all 105 of Georgia's pledged delegates. The state of West Virginia, Joe Biden will also again carry every single county and all of its 28 pledged delegates out of the state of West Virginia. It is now June 23rd, and we have 238 pledged delegates out of the states of Kentucky and New York. Out of the state of Kentucky, Joe Biden will win every single county once again, and 52 out of its 54 pledged delegates, with the other 2 going to no candidate. And the state of New York will also vote for Joe Biden, every single county voting for the former vice president, winning 231 out of its 274 pledged delegates, with Bernie Sanders winning the remaining 43 pledged delegates. It is now July 7th, and we have 2 more states to call, the states of Delaware and New Jersey, making up 147 pledged delegates. The state of Delaware, this is Joe Biden's home state. He is, of course, going to carry all 21 of the state of Delaware's 21 pledged delegates. The state of New Jersey, Joe Biden will carry 121 out of its 126, and Bernie Sanders will carry 3 out of New Jersey's 126 pledged delegates. The state of Louisiana is now July 11th, and we have a poll closing out of the state of Louisiana. 54 pledged delegates will all go to the former vice president tonight. The territory of Puerto Rico, Joe Biden will carry 36 of its pledged delegates, and Bernie Sanders will carry the remaining 5. And Joe Biden has now officially accepted the presidential nominee for the Democratic Party. He is now officially the nominee for president from the Democratic primary, and this is, of course, his 3rd run for president and his most successful, as he is now the official nominee. He just accepted the nomination earlier tonight. And looking at the Democratic primary map, Joe Biden currently has 2,667 pledged delegates to Bernie Sanders with 1,118. And from the Democratic primary in the state of Connecticut, Joe Biden will carry all 60 of his pledged delegates. This primary was moved far back because of the COVID-19 crisis, and Connecticut will now vote after the convention, of course. So Joe Biden will carry the state of Connecticut, and this gives him 2,727 pledged delegates to Bernie Sanders with 1,118, and we can see the electoral vote map there on the right. And then this is the county map for every single state here. Joe Biden, of course, with 27 delegates to Bernie Sanders 1,118, and you can see a more detailed map of the 2020 Democratic primary on your right. I would like to thank you guys for watching this video. This is my 2,500 subscriber special. If you enjoyed it, please consider leaving a like on this video, as well as subscribing to my channel if you enjoyed it. I put a lot of work into this video. Leave your thoughts in the comments below, along with any video suggestions you'd like to see from me in the future, and make sure you check out these other videos on your screen right now.